New attacks threaten to reopen the Iran war. Graham Platner ended his Senate campaign in Maine, and we'll tell you what to eat for better sleep. That's some of what we'll get to on The 7 from The Washington Post. I'm Izin Akabau, in for Hannah Jewell. It's Thursday, July 9th. Let's get you caught up with today's 7 stories. Number 1. President Donald Trump ordered new strikes on Iran after calling its leaders scum. Yesterday, US forces attacked Iran for a second consecutive day. Officials said the military carried out about 90 strikes, which were designed to degrade Iran's ability to threaten ships in the Strait of Hormuz. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps said it responded by launching drones and missiles at US bases in Kuwait and Bahrain. The military action came hours after Trump said he thought a ceasefire agreement reached between the US and Iran in June was over. However, he later qualified his remarks. Speaking at a NATO summit in Turkey, he said he doesn't expect a return to all-out war.
No, I don't think it's going to start again. I think it's going to go very quickly. They hit a couple of ships, and so we hit them much harder. When they hit, we hit 10 times harder. We hit much harder than they do. We have a lot better equipment than they do.
Trump went on to say that talks with Iran could continue, but that he was deeply skeptical that they would be productive. Graham Platner announced the end of his Senate campaign in Maine. That's number 2. If you've been listening to the podcast this week, the end of Platner's campaign probably won't have come as a huge surprise. The Democrat has been under pressure to quit after a woman he previously dated publicly accused him of sexual assault. Last night, he posted a bitter and defiant statement on social media.
This is incredibly difficult because I know that some will think it's an admission of guilt, and it most certainly is not. We're not doing it because of the allegations. We're doing it because of the structures that are being taken away from us by those in power.
Platner's exit comes after high-profile backers like Senator Bernie Sanders of Vermont and Senator Elizabeth Warren of Massachusetts pulled their support and recommended that he step aside. And it injects fresh chaos into the Democrats' battle to retake the Senate in November. They need to win 4 seats held by Republicans and hold their own to win control of the chamber. Party leaders have until July 27th to decide on a new candidate for one of the most crucial races of the midterms. Number 3. The son of a Mexican man fatally shot by an ICE officer called for a full investigation. Lorenzo Salgado Araujo was killed by an ICE officer during a traffic stop arrest in Houston on Tuesday. Officials said the officer fired in self-defense after the man refused to comply with orders. The eldest son of Salgado Araujo broke down yesterday as he recounted how he found out about the fatal shooting.
I saw a video posted on Facebook that he had been shot. I recognized him immediately. Not from his appearance, but from his voice, crying for help as he lay on the street, bleeding out.
Ronaldo Salgado joined local legislators and activists in calling on the federal government and local authorities to conduct a full and transparent investigation into his father's killing.
He did not deserve to be reduced to a headline of Mexican man shot and killed by ICE. He deserved to live a quiet life as Lorenzo Salgado Araujo, a husband, a father, and a job creator for dozens of men who also wanted the American dream.
That's right.
Yesterday, the district attorney in Harris County, Texas, said federal authorities have sidelined local officials from the investigation. Number 4. Marco Rubio is trying to enlist other nations in Trump's fight against Antifa. Next week, on July 16th, the Secretary of State will hold a meeting about the resurgence of transnational far-left terrorism. Officials from over 60 countries have been invited, including most European nations, larger Latin American countries, and several Asian states. But certain countries on the invite list don't see Antifa as a high-level threat. And among some European allies, the meeting has caused concern. Current and former officials who spoke to the Post anonymously worry that the meeting is part of a broader push from the Trump administration to try and use powerful counterterrorism tools against left-wing US activists. And some US officials have decided not to attend the event at all. Number 5. A report found that cancer cases worldwide are expected to soar in the coming decades. Yesterday, the World Health Organization published a major report on how cancer trends are projected to change by 2050. It was a sobering read. It said around 20.6 million people were diagnosed with cancer in 2024. By 2050, that number could reach 35 million a year. The reasons for the increasing cancer rates are complex. 2 key drivers that the report highlights are exposure to known risk factors, such as smoking and alcohol, and an aging population. Experts also cited improvements in cancer surveillance, which has allowed doctors to detect and diagnose more cancers than before. In our newsletter today, you can find advice from experts on what you can do right now to help prevent cancer later in life. Number 6. Boomers' massive wealth will mostly be passed down to people who are already rich. Americans born between 1946 and 1964 are sitting on roughly $93 trillion worth of assets, according to analysis from Visa. And in the next 20 years, they're set to pass $36 trillion to their heirs. That works out at roughly $515,000 per inheriting household. However, the bulk of Gen X and millennials who are set to inherit that money will be worth far more than average when they receive it. And because of that, most of the inheritance won't be spent in the economy. A lot of it will be saved or invested. This great wealth transfer could widen gaps between lower wealth and higher wealth Americans. And at number 7, a sleep expert told us what she eats in a day for better sleep at night. Did you wake up tired this morning? According to Professor Marie-Pierre St-Onge, that bad night's sleep may have been caused by your breakfast the day before. In studies that she and her team have conducted, people who eat more whole foods get better sleep. So the Post asked her what she eats in a day for a good night of rest. For breakfast, she likes to have high-fiber cereal with half a banana. According to studies, the fruit helps with the release of the sleep hormone melatonin. For lunch, she has sourdough bread with nuts in it and fruit with my absolute favourite Greek yogurt. To find out more about her sleep routines, click the link to today's newsletter. You can find that, as always, in our show notes. All right, you're all caught up. But before you go, a reminder that if you're a subscriber to The Washington Post, you can get access to our shows ad-free in Apple Podcasts. All you have to do is find The Washington Post channel in Apple Podcasts and connect your Post subscription. If you're not a subscriber, this is a great time to start. You can sign up at our channel in Apple Podcasts or through the link in our show notes. I'm Izin Akabau. We'll meet you back here tomorrow.